Hi Capricorn. This is a singles love reading for you for April, beginning of April into the beginning of May. So April 15th through May 15th-ish. And this is if you are looking for love or not happy in a relationship or just want to know more about your love life. I'm using the Baroque, it's Italian, I think, deck. It's a very pretty deck. And I do personal readings. My website is linked in the description, and I'm focusing on what does our Capricorn need to know about love and relationships, please. One more, and then I'll cut the deck. Actually, a couple more. We are going to take a look at current situation, past and present influences, negative and positive influences, what you don't see, challenge, future influence, and outcome. I do not clarify overall, but unless I need to, then I will. I just kind of take a look at what the cards are showing me. So, one more after this. Okay. Current situation is the Hierophant. So it looks like a commitment, but we'll get into that a little bit. Past influence, Two of Wands, present influence, Temperance. Negative influence is King of Wands. Taurus just had that. Positive influence is Ten of Cups. Nice. What you don't see, Five of Pentacles. And challenge is the Lovers. Uh-oh. Future influence is Four of Wands, and hidden influence is Ten of Swords, or outcome is Ten of Swords. Shoot, bottom of the deck. Oh, man, you earth signs have been hard, and I'm not kidding you. I just did Virgo and Taurus, and they've been hard, and with the Ten of Swords as the outcome, we'll have to see about this, but Let's get into the reading and we'll see what that actually means. But the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck does mean that there is something very stable starting here. Six of Pentacles after, yeah. I feel like this is something beginning that feels very stable. It's rooted. It has a lot of roots to it. And with the Hierophant in the current situation, I feel like you might be looking at marriage here. Either you're just married, you're getting engaged, you're looking at marriage. There's a commitment here. I think if you're listening to the reading, there's something that is pulling you a little bit and making you look at, is this the right thing to do? But there is some kind of definite commitment. It doesn't mean engagement. I do feel like, though, there is something very serious and very committed. So this relationship in the now, there is something in the now. If this isn't you, either it's you're thinking about it, this is what you want, but I'm almost getting the impression that there is something very committed here, Capricorn. So your past influence is the Two of Wands. So this is something that has taken the next step from a new beginning. So the Ace of Wands being the new beginning, the Two of Wands is the next step. So I do feel like there's forward movement here, but it's been kind of stuck. So there's been a pause in the relationship or in the movement of the relationship. You could still be seeing this person, but let's say you're dating and in the past there was some kind of pause. Instead of, like a relationship growing, there was like a pause there, and it kind of made you go, oh, what's going on? So I kind of feel like that's what that is. It's the Two of Wands is forward movement, and I do feel like it's a positive card, but when I see it, it's like it's stuck in how to move forward. Like I don't think it's a decision like the Two of Swords type of decision, but it is like I'm going along, all of a sudden there's a fork in the road. And instead of keeping moving and maybe not even going down one of the paths and going straight, it's got you a little bit paused. That's my feeling of it. The present influence is temperance. So there's a couple things here. To me, temperance is definitely about emotional balance. So I think this is what, like where you feel right now. Like this relationship does bring emotional balance to you. It feels very even keeled. It feels, overall it does. It feels like it is, it feels even to me. And here's the problem. Your negative influence is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands doesn't have to be gender specific. It's somebody. Okay, it's somebody that's bringing some kind of passion towards you, that's making you look at your relationship that you're in now a little differently. And almost like tempting you. And the temperance can be temptation too. Temperance, temptation. It can actually, because the temperance can also be in some cases about addiction, and it's more like how it comes up for you, but I've seen that too. But I do feel like sometimes it's maybe because there's emotional balance here, you need a little upheaval, and this King of Wands energy could be like, again, it's not gender specific. There's someone coming in that's bringing like a lot of passion. But not only do they bring passion, they're very confident people too. So this person is very confident, very much in charge of themselves and what they're doing. So there's kind of like that, I don't know, like almost like a fantasy almost, like look at that, like that's the feeling I'm getting. Like you're looking at them almost like, wow, that's kind of cool. And I think that the passion that's happening there is not just them, it's how you see that. There's like this itch. The positive influence, though, I feel like you're in this relationship and it is a very loving relationship, and it feels like this feels like it's good, right? It feels good. I do feel like the biggest issue is that there's somebody else. But the relationship you're in now does have that positive influence of the Ten of Cups, which is a nice relationship. There's no doubt. Like this is the love card, really. So if this is a positive influence on the relationship you're in now, let's really think about this for a second, because this is a good card. And anyway, let's move forward a little bit, because I'm not sure. Like I'm struggling with this reading. The Five of Pentacles is what you don't see, and the Five of Pentacles to me, and especially in relationship, is kind of like you not feeling like you're getting what you want. There's this, or the other person is. Somebody is feeling like they're not getting what they want. Like there is this feeling of loss in the relationship. Like something is not fulfilling one of you. And that's in the relationship you're in now, because I feel like you are. And if you're not, this could lead to a commitment and all of that. And that could be what's happening here with the positive. But I feel like it's more, and that's because the challenge is the Lovers. So that's why I think there's someone else. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be going with that. But that Lovers and the challenge is making me go, okay, if that's a challenge, that means that you're trying to decide between two people, because Lovers is also a choice. And this to me says there is something underlining that you're not really looking at, but you're not completely 100% happy. Five of Pentacles is not seeing what's in front of you, like where the help is. There is a church right behind them, but they don't see that. And almost every Five of Pentacles has that to some degree. They're not seeing the escape. They're not seeing the help. They're not seeing the way out. They're only looking at, and they may not want that. Like, and I'm getting, okay, so what's odd too is we've got commitment going on here, and there's a church in the background, and you're not looking at it. So part of me is like, do you really want this, because that's part of the Five of Pentacles. So you could be offered help, and there could be a way out, but you may not want what's being offered to you, or you might not see the help, or so it's kind of like, that's the feeling I'm getting here. Oh, Capricorn, this is tough. You earth signs really have it tough this month. But I don't feel like it's all bad. I mean, I think some of this is just about choices, and what do you want to do? Because, and I'll tell you, the hardest part is the ending. But so your challenge is lovers, and again, we kind of talked about that. I feel like there's somebody else. That's the challenge. Is there's somebody else? You're trying to make a choice here, and here's the deal. I don't feel like that person, this energy of this King of Wands, it's the negative influence. I don't feel like that's someone necessarily saying they want to be with you. I feel like it's just what you see. It's kind of like this fantasy that you're looking at, and you're going, I really want that. And if someone that's around you, and they may even be flirting with you, but they're not necessarily wanting to date you or wanting to make a commitment or wanting anything like that. It's just a nice person that's passionate and has that feeling, like this just gives you the things. Also, just to keep in mind, this could also be you're like stuck here. The other thing that King of Wands energy could be in the negative is that you're not feeling the passion that you want to with this person that you're in a relationship with. There's like you feel like that maybe the passion isn't quite there, or it's been lacking, or something of that. And that can lead to the lover's choices as well. We make choices, and where that's the challenge is the physical passion part of the relationship. And it doesn't necessarily have to be physical, because passion can be just about things in general. And maybe you feel like this person isn't passionate enough for you, or something to that degree. But that's why the challenge is the lovers, because it's what step do I take now, and do I do this? Now, the future influence is celebrating this relationship, whether it is with an engagement, whether it's with a wedding, or whether it's just some kind of celebration coming in. You are going to celebrate. The influence is celebrating this. So it's an influence in the feeling and what's happening in your life. It's what's going to influence the future. Here is a celebration that's going to influence us. It could be someone else's wedding. It could be some family get together. It could be, it could even be as much as a job change. But I feel like it's more about really like, I feel like it's just really about celebrating something in this relationship. The problem is, and I don't even know what I want to do with this Ten of Swords. I'm half tempted to pull the little booklet, because the outcome is the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is an ending. And what I want to make sure of before, let's see, swords are usually last. Upright, painful endings, the final blow, aftermath. Guidance, let's see. Guidance signals the end of thought, burnout, inability to cope, feeling powerless and defeated. Alternatively, the hardship is as dark as it gets, and things can only get better. The aftermath of a battle might still persist, but the main plot has come to a climax. There's some finality in the outcome, and I am going to clarify that, because what's the finality? And I want to be sure on saying, my feeling, my intuitive feeling is that it is the relationship you're in now. There's finality to it. It's almost like there's something that comes in the future with that Four of Wands that makes you decide to not continue in this relationship. I don't feel like it's the other person. I feel like it's you. And the biggest reason of that is the Five of Pentacles. There's something missing. It could be them that ends it, but I don't think so. Part of me feels that way because you're also the one watching the video. Whoever's watching the video. If you're cross-watching, yeah, if you're cross-watching, I would take a look. I would ask, like, but before you make any commitments. Okay, let's clarify this Ten of Swords, please, as an outcome for Capricorn. What is this Ten of Swords about? Tell me, please. Okay. I came out backwards. Five of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and Emperor. I feel like the fight's over. I feel like the fight's over. Whatever is ending here is this. It is. It's the okay. So the finality is the way you feel about this, like the indecisiveness of this is the finality. That's what's over, because that's the Five of Swords. And I feel like the waiting game is over as well. And you are coming back into your own control and back into this relationship. Here's the thing, and the more I think about it and my intuitive thoughts are coming through, is that this feels to me like there is a commitment that's coming through, and it's a little scary, and you had your eye on this other person regardless of whether they had their eye on you, and it made you second guess everything. But there is like joy here, because the Ten of Cups is a really good positive influence to have. But the indecisiveness of the challenge of the Lovers, because I think what you're saying is, I want to make sure, I want to do this. I do feel like the fight is over. So whatever that looks like to you, whether that means that you're not going to move forward with the commitment, or what does that mean that you are going to move forward to the commitment because the fight part is over. The indecisiveness, or the, I almost want to say the strain feeling, because that Temperance can be almost that too. Can be like an addictive thing, something that's holding you back. Even though it can also be very much emotional balance, it also can be something that's holding you back a little bit. Because it's the Five of Swords that was the first card on this clarifying the 10, I feel like that's what's ending. So the next card out would have been the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just talking about hard work. Like, you've really put a lot of energy into this. And it is like, this is also like, Ten of Wands is not necessarily an easy card, but it's a good card. It's a positive card. It means that the hard work is done. And I think that's what it's saying, is that you're moving into this relationship. Okay, so this is an odd reading. Here's the thing, is sometimes when we are handed a commitment, or when we feel like a relationship is going to the next level, we want to make sure that we're going in the right direction, and you're doing that. And that king influence has just made you second guess yourself and the relationship. But being that Ten of Cups is a positive influence, you know that it's good. However, that unseen piece of you is there anything else out there? Am I missing something? Am I not getting the whole picture? And I think that is truly what's coming to an end. I'd be really curious. Please comment and let me know if this resonates. And I know that some of us don't want to talk about that kind of stuff, but I'm just curious too, because this is a very interesting reading. So, there you have it, Capricorn. That is your reading for mid April to mid May. This is a love reading, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's hard. Readings sometimes are hard. That's you can't. I mean, we can't like. I can't make them end the way I want them to end, but I think everything's okay, and mostly because I feel like the clarifiers on that 10 tell me that the struggle's over, that has come to an end. So anyway, have a beautiful day.